Hi, I'm the senior gamer, which means that I'm an old guy who just started back to play games after a long time of not playing them. Today we're playing a classic role-playing game called Phantasie. This is really classic. It predates the PC, written by Winston Douglas Wood. He created this series and it came out in 1985, I think. It came out on several computer systems, the Apple II and the MS-DOS. I think there was a Commodore version, I think. I played the Phantasy 1 and 2 on the Apple, and I played Phantasy 3 on the PC, but I really didn't finish it. I thought it was more of a rehash, but I did watch somebody play it till the end. In these games, you take control of a party of 6 players, and they go to Gelnor to vanquish the forces of evil. Okay, so we're gonna build a party. So you create characters. You pick out a race: human, elf, dwarf, and then a character class: fighter, priest, wizard, and so on. So different races can become different classes. Some classes or some characters or some races like the human can become. And here I'm going through the process of creating the characters and you'll see it done. Okay, let's add a new member, which is, let's choose random. And in this case is kobold. And we're gonna choose a fighter. It's now fighter goblin. And you have to look at whenever you create these characters. Okay, I'm gonna choose a dwarf here. You have to look at the attributes. You have to look at the hit point especially. So in this case, if you don't like it, you just drop it and then and then create another one and you go through the process. Okay, so then after you add the characters, you just add them to the party. So I've added in my people in the party. I'm just trying to familiarize with the game. I haven't played it for so long. I'm playing the Fantasy Memorial set from GOG. You can also get it via Steam as part of the SSI collection. And then there's places to go. So you begin your quest in a town. So this is a town. And this is a shop where you can go in. There is the inn, which is apparently free. Just go in and everybody rests and restores their hit points. Okay, saving the game, you can auto save, which means you exit the town and auto saves, or you can save it manually, whatever you need. Okay, so the version that you're watching I'm playing is the MS-DOS version for Phantasy 1. So we're gonna exit the town and let's just take the party out for a walk. And here's our first night encounter. Okay, so the ranger is on watch, so it means that he's the only one awake right now. And we make a decision, so we decide to fight. There's options for you to fight, and it varies with the type of weapon you're carrying. So this is a low level character. We haven't gone, I think so. All we have to do is simple weapons, which allows only one type of action, which is the thrust. So each character takes turns making the action. So a few more of the party members have awoken, and apparently let's take a swing. The graphics are simple, but was challenging and engaging for those times. This is one of the first role-playing games I ever played, and I was immediately hooked. So it's really not much we can do at this stage, but just let's keep on fighting. You do have to keep an eye on the hit points during these early stages, as some characters have really low hit points, and you could lose characters at this early stage. There is a resurrection spell somewhere further down the line. This early stages, if your character doesn't survive, you can create another one or restore from a save point. Okay, the dwarf monk here, I've decided to parry, which is to put up the shield, and because his hit point is he's taking a lot of damage. So you can play this at normal, fast, or slower speeds. And I'll explain to you why we want to play this. There's other options like threaten, or you just say hi to them. But since we've already begun the fight, we can threaten them. So they don't respond. We'll just keep on slashing them. You see the hit points of the wizard is only 2 left. So he's gonna parry, and the dwarf monk will also will have to contribute, see whether he can survive this round. Some of the other classes like thieves and so on, they can engage enemies which are beyond the front line in the second or third row behind it. So it does seem a bit unfair that the players can only attack on the first level, but as you go along, you'll see that the skill and the weapons will give you the opportunity to attack the second, third rows, and then you can really plan it out. Take a look at our team. Ooh, the thief is only 2 out of 8, so we'll need to take action. So we only been out a day, but we got a bit of an experience point. We can also inspect each character if we need. But let's head back to town and go to the inn and rejuvenate. So before you go into town, this is where you divide the experience points between everybody. So let's go to the inn. Let's get everybody rested. Bring back up the hit points. Okay, you can also distribute weaponry, things that you found or you looted. We didn't loot anything, so basically we'll have the same thing that we brought in. So the first thing you can see here is a club. So everybody starts off with a club. So we give every club, so it's a weapon point of 4 there. You can see, so everybody has the same weapon. Oh, I think I made a mistake. I gotta go back. I gave one guy 2 items, but it only gives him the same weapon points. So again, just redistribute. Give everybody a club, a robe, and a small sheet. There we go. All right. We can also go to an armory. Only one of the users can go to the armory, but we need some money. So probably, yeah, let's go out. We don't have a lot of money. We need a few more encounters before we. Okay, so we're going out for more experience points. Okay, we see some sleeping monsters and we decide to attack them. Okay, let's just fight. All right, and yeah, let's everybody take a stab at everybody. So you can see there, the thief can attack at a different level. So the thief, by virtue of his capability, he can do that sort of thing. All right, the monsters decide to run. Okay, so there's only one left. Let's give these guys a shot and end this encounter. So we kill the monsters and we get 130 experience points. Okay, there's an inn. We don't have enough money to go in, so we need to head back to town where the inn there is free. Okay, let's go back to town. We got some more experience points. Let's divvy them up. something. Alright, the monsters decide to run. Okay, so there's only one left. Let's give these guys a shot and end this encounter. So we've killed the monsters and we get 130 experience points. Okay, there's an inn. We don't have enough money to go in, so we need to head back to town where the inn there is free. Okay, let's go back to town. We got some more experience points. Let's divvy them up. Go back to the inn, bring up our health points back up again, and let's exit town to gain more experience and maybe a few more coins. So we spot sleeping monsters, so we'll attack them, coyotes, and everybody will just attack. In case we only have the club, so all we can do is just thrust. The thief can lunge at the second level. So he's gonna thrust at rank 3. Please drop, and we're gonna thrust. Okay, let's give this a shot. Let's look at our health points are still okay. Let's give this another round. What made playing this game an interesting experience for me was the way that me and my friends played this game. Because I didn't have a computer at the time, we played the game on one computer. At first, only one of us would be controlling the game. We would take on the role of a character in the game to make decisions for that character. So let's say if my character was usually some sort of wizard, so I'd tell the guy controlling the computer, we'll call him, say, the dungeon master, and then that guy will be the one who makes the actual actions. So we gone to town, got some rest, and we're out fighting again. Anyway, so this was a really fun way to play because all 6 or 5 of us would crowd around a screen, a computer, and we'd be shouting what we want to do based on what our character wants to do, and it would be like sometimes a single decision I decide to do, and the guy controlling it would follow what I do. But sometimes we would discuss about strategically what do we need to do based on the enemies that we're facing. Anyway, each of us would decide what our characters would do most of the time, especially when we encounter a tough enemy. We would debate on the best course of action. Okay. So let's go back to town. This time we'll go to the armory and we'll see that there are some things that we can buy which has higher points. Well, not about the same points. The first town doesn't really have that much, but if you go into the armory, sometimes there's pretty interesting things to find. Okay, so the wizard goes into the shop. Actually, let's go to the bank. We want to withdraw. So the gold that we collected so far that in the bank is gold points. The interesting about the banks in this game is that anytime you enter, they will honor your bank account. So you don't have to go to a single town. So every town sort of like knows how much money you've got. How would this work in the real world back and then? I guess there'll be some sort of like chip given by one bank which you could carry over to the other bank, to say that I've got this much money in some other bank, and they'll honor the chit sort of thing. Okay, so let's have everybody withdraw the money, and we'll see whether there's anything here to buy. GP is gold points, so the dagger is about 11 gold points, but only give you 3. So, that may not be the best course, but we'll see. Sometimes different characters get access to different types of tools. So, alright, let's take a look at some of the members that we have right now. Okay, let's look at most of us have just a club, a robe, and a small shield. So we're gonna go to the armory and see if we can buy stuff that brings up our fighting capabilities. So we can also buy spells. So for the wizard, we can have them buy or learn spells. So and that's through the training at the guild. So we will go to the bank. The way that we deposit is that we distribute the gold between everybody else. So that's why usually when you go to the bank, everybody takes out money, and then because we're gonna spend it, and then we're gonna redistribute it back in the bank, especially before you go out of town. Let's buy something here. There's not much to buy. You could buy a scroll, and then you could gather these scrolls, and then you can use the scrolls, and there'll be some information on it that could be useful. Sometimes it just adds just to the lore of the land. So let's take out everybody's money so that we can redistribute it back evenly again. And this is the way that me and my friends played back then, because the money or the gold points is only useful together, be done as a team. You sort of don't, there's no advantage, because when you go to the shops, the money is brought in as a pile. So anybody go shopping, this kind. So all right, let's after you buy stuff, you have to equip the individual team members. So the way we usually do that is by going to the inn and redistributing stuff. So things that we don't distribute, we can sell back at the armory for money. Okay, so let's guild and let's get it trained. So this is how you level up. You need experience points to level up, and in this case, this pixie fighter will be trained. You pay money to train and level up. So then, okay, then you can go to the guild also to learn spells. So let's learn spell quickness. So you learned it. Will make everybody quicker when fighting. You can learn 2 more spells, and usually I chose binding, which makes the enemies closer together and easier to hit. That is usually useful during these early stages. And like you can see there, there's spells that you can learn at any time, and there's spells that you can learn only at a certain level of when you reach a certain level. Okay, we're going to look at what we have. We can inspect our equipment, and we can also look at skills that we get, any potions that we buy. We have 2 scrolls on a potion. should probably read those scrolls and what spells that we've learned. Okay, so different classes will probably yield or wield different types of equipment later on, but it's in this early stage they're just gonna be small swords or clubs. It's a good time to save the game, and we'll need to distribute the money as if we were normally keeping in the bank. So if you look at the bank, the money that we've drawn is already there. So let's just rest, make sure everybody has the points, and then we start distributing the equipment that we bought. So it's a scroll 8, there's a mace there, give it to the fighter, I guess. And there's only clubs, so we'll just give clubs for everybody else. I think we found some daggers when we fought one of the monsters, so sometimes the odd monsters are carrying equipment. So those we'll just give somebody or we'll just sell it off. Okay, let's sell the club and the daggers and stuff. We will need the robes. Everybody will have robes, and there's only 2 points for armor. Need to get something better later. Oops, I made a mistake. Let's give it, and the dwarf monk doesn't have an armor, so we'll probably need to start again, I guess. Okay, we'll start again. Build the scrolls, the mace back the fighter, and everybody gets a club except for the fighter. Okay. And then everybody gets a robe. Make sure to distribute it right this time. Everybody gets a shield, and I think we have an extra shield, so we'll just set it off. Oh, we'll keep it intact. Alright, let's do that. Just save the game. When we saw we got 30 gold points, we just distribute amongst ourselves. Everybody gets 5, and then we'll go to the bank and deposit it, I guess. Yep. And let's head out for one more adventure. This time I think we'll go to a dungeon. So let's end this here at the dungeon, and we'll come back next time to see how it looks like in the dungeon. This is the Senior Gamer. If you like my videos, please comment. If you want to keep following my adventures on in this and other games I'm playing, you should subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. See you next time.